Hey everybody, I'm Dan Fredenberg, and this is for Who Are You Helping? Today I'm joined with Colleen Payne. How you doing today, Colleen?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Excellent. I'm good. I'm good. I didn't butcher your last name, right? I got the right
Payne?
vowel. Payne, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Payne.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet. So, just so you know what's going on here, usually, dandoesdeals.com, I'm interviewing commercial real estate investors day in and day out. And the reason for that, part of it is because it's the law. But the bigger thing is you got to know everybody who's doing what you're doing. So you can see if there's any opportunity to collaborate at all. But sometimes some people in my circle, they're not actually investors. Maybe they're brokers or things in related fields, or maybe they're just famous or I just want to know who they are. So what I do is I invite them on this show, quick little 8 minute format, and I say, all right, so who are you helping? And then that way you can find out if they're the person you want to choose professionally. So before we get too excited, Colleen, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Colleen Payne. I live in the DC metro area, actually specifically Fairfax, Virginia. And I've been a real estate agent for a little over 35 years now. I've been practicing commercial about, yeah, 35, a little more than 35. And I really enjoy it. And one of my goals has been the past 2 or 3 years is, helping residential agents get into the commercial or be able to start practicing commercial. I started classes right before COVID hit, about 6 months
Mhm.
before COVID. And we increased from like 10 agents a week to 35, and it was growing. So I really love commercial real estate. There's so many different facets of it, and that so many people could benefit. So many, like every single person on this earth benefits from commercial real estate, whether they don't think about it, it's directly or indirectly, but you don't think about it on your, regular basis. Oh yeah, that's a store that someone had to open, that someone had to build, that someone had to, do a feasibility study and so forth and so on.
Mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm. Yeah, and it just doesn't cross people's mind that, the people of limited means have to get involved as well. And people aren't just buying the entire building willy-nilly all by themselves and running it as if they had more than 24 hours in a day, right? So
right, correct.
very, very exciting stuff. So my first question that I always ask is, who do you help professionally? And Colleen has given some information about that. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll say, okay, well, what about the avatar? Like, is there any other way you can describe the person who you can help professionally more than anybody else? But the question that pops into my mind right off the bat is, commercial. You've got industrial, you got multifamily, you got retail. What focuses do you have as far as who you help professionally?
Well, professionally, I help investors, and again, it runs the gamut. The investors, whether they're buying townhouses for investment, condominiums or warehousing to expand their business, land acquisition for developers, builders, single family, to multi PUDs. So professionally, I help anyone, and there's not any specific, although my forte is land acquisition. I'm like the land whisperer. I absolutely love land acquisition. It doesn't matter where it is, DC, Maryland, or Virginia. I practice in those three jurisdictions. And I could tell you what's the highest and best use. It may not be zoned that, but I love land. But again, I sell from warehouses to condo warehouse, office building, office, condominiums, office buildings, strip centers,
Hmm.
so all of anything that is not primary residence, I
Hmm.
work in, and that's
Hmm.
professionally. And I also work with residential agents that want to work in commercial, but they don't want to do it full time. So I help them professionally. Um, I charge, there's different levels of my services. If they
Hmm.
want me to work with them with an investor or commercial client, or they want to refer it to me, or they want to be taught. So I
Hmm.
work in different levels of working with residential agents. And I really enjoy that because they're so enthusiastic. They listen to everything, you tell them, and they respond very well. Anybody who wants to get into the commercial field, it's, they really enjoy working with me. And again, there's different levels of my consultation. 4 hours a week up to 20 hours a week, writing their contracts, letter of intents. It really varies. So.
Beautiful, beautiful. So you got into some detail about my next question as far as a professional sense. I don't know if you want to add as far as the private ones, but the second question I always ask is, who do you wish you could help more? Because some people are still trying to re-earn their time back and spend more time with their family or their friends or something like that. Other people, if they're more established or they figure out that piece of the puzzle, then maybe there's like an ideal client that you can describe. But privately, voluntarily, philanthropically, artistically, who do you wish you could help more, Colleen?
On the professional level, I would like to help more residential agents and or new commercial agents coming in that they want the commercial. There's so much in the classroom that's being taught, and there's like this designation, CCIM, et cetera. It's all out there. But when you get to the practical side of practicing commercial real estate or any business for that matter, there are things that you're not taught. So on a new agent is on the professional level, I'd like to work with, whether it's commercial and or residential, and to teach them all that nuances that you're not taught in the classroom or in that textbook, right? So those are important, so that's what I like to do on the professional. On a personal level, I like to expand, my Arm to Give nonprofit. In that fundraiser, we do May and September, and right now we're in a fundraising mode, and we help high school students for scholarships, whether they write the applicants and applications, have me in tears, because some are just asking for textbook money, some are asking for gas money to and from the local college. So on the personal level, I want to expand that, and I started that in the fall of 19. And then our fundraising efforts obviously were thwarted by COVID. And so it's been hard to get back in to do the fundraising and promotion. So May and September, this month is called Flex, and Flex for fundraiser, and Flex meaning I originally started because I have very muscular arms, and it's, I've had them and I used to get teased for it. And so now I'm like, I'm going to put forth the best and the worst qualities that I have. How could you use them? And everybody should be able to ask that question. I got beat up for my last name, Payne. Oh, you're a pain in the ass. Okay, let's use that pain towards something good. The same thing with my arms. I thought, my fundraising efforts will be for arm wrestling contests. Little did I know there's a whole, it's amazing, the arm wrestling field out there, right? So that got thwarted by COVID. Our first arm wrestling contest was supposed to happen in April of 2020. So then I had to pivot, and I thought, okay, Flex. So if you look on that website, I'm 61 years old. I have arms of, I'm like, so let's flex for fun. Put your picture up there. It's contests, join, send a donation in, put your picture, we'll post it on. So anyway, it's slowly getting momentum, but it's been a little hard. So anyway, that's on the personal level. I have a couple patents, and I have 2 trademarks. I have college. 2 of my children are head college coaches, so I do a lot of traveling and watching them and supporting their efforts. That's the personal level. But because I'm so available, I have 7 days a week, like 14, 15-hour days, working days, that I want to put energy and time. There's so much I want to do and get done. So those are just the 2 main things on the professional and the personal level. So that's where I am.
Beautiful, beautiful. And so my next question is, how can people help you? And I like to imagine like Santa Claus or a genie coming out of the lamp or something like that. And of course, the genie is actually you in the audience. But Colleen, so how can people help you personally?
So personally, for the Arm to Give found, the nonprofit, they could, make a donation as little as $20. They could send their picture. Let me, put it. I'll send them a T-shirt. Let's do that Arm to Give. On the professional level, I really would like to see more residential and/or new agents, come to me, and so that I could teach them. And I know this sounds so maybe rhetoric, but I get happiness and joy out of helping others achieve what they want to achieve. And I'm honest to sometimes to a fault. I'm as truthful as you could get, and I will tell you like I see it. I'll tell you when I think you're wasting your time. I'll tell you, don't go after a low-hanging fruit. A lot of residential agents and commercial agents do that, and you don't have all that time to waste, and you don't realize that until 20 years go by, and you're like, why did I waste those 6 hours? If you're going to waste, with low-hanging fruit, don't do it. Like, make sure, I tell them, make sure they get a buyer's agent if they're working with a buyer, a listing agreement. Make sure you see their their proof of funds, little things like that. And people say, oh yeah, but he said he's could buy 4 million. Well, how do we know? Don't waste your time like that. So I absolutely, my favorite thing in the world is helping people help themselves, whatever it is. Like these scholarships for high school students, these are areas that are not making like the average of $50,000. It's 50,000 or less. These high school students are coming from areas like that.
Right.
But to see them, I want to help them help themselves. Newer agents or residential agents that are been in the business for a long time that want to go into the commercial, help them help themselves. Whatever I can do, I have a lot of experiences in a lot of different areas to help people help themselves. And I'm a no excuse. I'm a no excuse type, get your job done. I think I coined just do it well before Nike did when I raised my children. Just do it. No excuses. No, just do it. But anyway, I absolutely love. I'm in love. My passion is helping others help themselves be the best they can be.
I love it. I love it. So, and we met through LinkedIn. What's the best way for people in the audience to reach out to help? Is it that, LinkedIn, or is it a website? Or
yeah, LinkedIn is probably the best, but we have, I have a Facebook, that's a personal page, Twitter, it's Colleen, 2 L's, 2 E's, SPAYNE, not PAIN, although I am a pain in a lot of areas.
Well, Payne means bread in French, just so you know.
Okay, so I like that. I like that a lot. But LinkedIn, I think, is one of the best ways. I have my phone number on there, my email on there. You could comment on. I try to do a commercial real estate tip of the day. I don't always get it daily, but whatever tip I can leave of the day. And I always try to put posts of properties, for investors that are looking for vacant retail buildings in DC or office buildings or land, in Harrisonburg or wherever, that is. So I try to post that daily. And for the month of May, I usually post, notes about my Arm to Give because we're in that fundraising month. So LinkedIn is the best. And I think it's an excellent platform too, and it gives you a lot of freedom to write a lot of things and to get the message out versus Twitter. Sometimes it's shortened and you don't get the full message from somebody. And there could be a lot of controversy on some shortened messages. But anyway, so yes, LinkedIn is the best, Dan.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that is who Colleen helps professionally. That is who she wishes she could help more, how people can help her, and how to reach out. But my last question, Colleen, is did you know that if the people in the camera hit the subscribe button, which is over there, did you know that that helps me? Ding.
Look, again, helping others help themselves. That's absolutely. So hit the subscribe button. Get on Dan's page. Yes, absolutely. The subscribe button below. Get on Dan's page. I mean, again, I live in DC area, one of the best areas I think in the country, right? And I could walk into a small restaurant in Alexandria and meet, a four-star general and have dinner with him, or a small business owner in Fairfax or Chantilly, Bethesda. You go all over, and I am so fortunate. And that's what LinkedIn and people like you, Dan, can link people. You don't know. You always have to keep that open mind. So you don't know what you could do or what someone else could do for you and what you could do for that person. So I think that's why I really enjoy LinkedIn and people like you who do, platforms like this. So absolutely subscribe to Dan's YouTube page, right? So,
Of course, because it's
yeah,
free too. It costs
and it's free,
absolutely nothing. You don't have to give your
right?
email address. All it really does is it does two things. First, it adds my videos to the list of suggestions. You can ignore those though. The bigger thing is it has this magical power. It means that YouTube pays for these videos instead of me. Right.
Right.
So that's basically one of the big things that I'm up to. But again, thank you so much for watching, Colleen. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been fantastic getting to know you better.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Awesome.
Happy
Thanks.
May 13th, Friday the 13th.
Friday
Have
the
a great day.
13th. Good stuff. Thanks.